And then the next book came along, and this is my favourite book. And I hope ultimately it would be part of a trilogy. It's called Jesus, Judas and Morty, Three Good Jewish Boys in Jerusalem. And I tried to get it published, and I just self-published it because I loved it so much. So this is a secular Jewish view of the Passion, the crucifixion. And in this, the main character is Morty. He's a dove seller in the temple, the great temple of Jerusalem. His best friend is a money changer. He's unhappily married, but he's in love with the money changer's sister. And then they all encounter Jesus. And the story of Jesus is that he comes to Jerusalem and lasts a week, and then he's crucified. Then I still kept on going, but this is a novel. So all of the previous ones were all non-fiction. This is utterly fictionalized. And, you know, it's sort of written in sort of Austro-Yiddish. You know, there's a little bit of Yiddish there. And Yiddish wasn't even invented until 1,000 years after Jesus had killed. I lost money on that venture. This next one is a book about death, and so it picks up the issues from Godless Gospel, and it was sort of co-published by the Melbourne University Bookshop. At the time owned a printing press, and this looks at death through the eyes of a poet who called Thomas Gray, who wrote Gray's Elegy written in a country churchyard. So when I went to school, everyone studied this. And Tom Gray eventually became the poet laureate. His elegy is absolutely central to English culture until about 50 years ago, and now no one knows it. But it's a good excuse to talk about death, and I did that. So made no money out of that, lost money out of that. And then I went on to write a blog for The Age called Godless Gross. And Godless Gross sort of punched the lights out. They wouldn't tell me how many hits it had, but it had 50,000 comments over 3 years, when prior to, the big blogging period of our life. I haven't done recent research on self-publishing. So the publishing houses are dropping like 9 pins, but that's now stabilised. The evidence I read about is that the market for books is actually growing. With the gentrification and eradication of poverty in the third world, they're buying English books again. If you costed your hours out, say maybe they come out to, 100,000, you'd never bet 100,000 on anything. But people every day are betting on $100,000 worth of their labour going into a book or a screenplay or a musical or whatever passion project takes their fancy. So